Second.
Any questions? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have approval of our payroll requisition list and operating expenses. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Roadrunner just went by. At this time, we'll open it up for public comments, and this is on agenda items only, so public comments on agenda items only. If you'd like to be recognized, just signal to the city manager and he'll let us know.
I don't see anybody trying for my attention, Mayor.
All right, at this time, we'll close public comment and we'll move into our agenda. So we have ordinance number 13 of 2020, and this is an ordinance of the city of Brigantine authorizing a private property sale of certain non-buildable property to contiguous property owners pursuant to NJSA 40A 12-13B5. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All right, are there any questions or concerns or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have ordinance number 14 of 2020, and this is an introduction. And this is an ordinance amending the city code as to chapters 181 and 198 regarding enclosed areas, non-conversions agreement, and channels. Can we have a motion and second?
I'll make
I'll
that
make
motion.
that motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? And Jim, actually, I have a question on this, or maybe it's better for Fred. This is part of what we need to do for our CRS rating, and this has to do with our insurance, flood insurance for the city.
Yes to both, Mayor. There were some things that needed clarification when we went through our last CRS audit. Our next one is coming up. So we're making these, bring us into full compliance. Our building code has been held.
It's important too. This is something that's the city's been working on for a long time, and long since before I was on council as well, but we've continued to keep this going. And what's important is as the city moves forward to improving our resiliency and stuff towards flooding and reduces the liability, we actually get a discount for every property owner in Brigantine when it comes to their flood insurance. And right now we get a 25% savings for all the property owners here on their flood insurance. We're working towards getting a 30% savings, which works out to probably about $1.3 million a year that people save in the city. So it's very, very important that we're able to stay on top of this and move forward. And it's a big benefit for all of the property owners here in the city. If there's no further no further comments, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance number 15 of 2020, and this is an ordinance amending Chapter 284 of the Code of the City of Brigantine as it relates to handicap parking spaces. And this is to withdraw a handicap parking space that is no longer needed. Can we have a motion and second?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Lucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, it's ordinance number 16 of 2020, and this is an introduction. And this is an ordinance amending Chapter 210-37, Article 2 of the Code of the City of Brigantine as it relates to beach tag fees and beach vehicle 4x4 drive permits. Can we have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Two important things to note about this change in the ordinance. One, when we updated the ordinance for the 4x4 permits back in 2019, the language that was in that ordinance that actually provided for people who purchased the 4x4 permit to get 2 beach tags along with that was removed. We wanted to restore that language back. If people are going to pay, a good amount of money to get those permits, they should also include those beach tags. So we wanted to make that correction. One of the other things we started to look at too, from time to time in the city, we actually go through and start to do audits of, different areas of operation to make sure that, what we're spending makes sense. One of the things we found based on the 2019 and 2020 numbers is that we anticipate an almost $400,000 shortfall when it comes to the 2021 beach season. We went through and we looked at the 2019 and 2020 numbers and did a projection for 2021. And what we see is that we're going to anticipate that it's going to cost almost $2 million to run the beach. But under the current fee structure, we're only going to take in about 1.6 million. So the difference of that, when you have a gap, ends up being put on the taxpayer. And we want to make sure that we try to lessen that burden. So one of the changes that we would like to make is to add a $5 increase to the seasonal beach tag fee. So that $5 increase will actually generate about $150,000 for the city, which will take some of the burden off the taxpayer to try to close that gap. For us, one of the things we're constantly trying to do is reinvest back in the beaches. Our beaches are probably one of our best assets in the city. And honestly, it's one of the big reasons why people come here. I know that we've been putting money into getting better equipment to make sure that we can keep the beaches clean, having, access to porta potties. We expanded our lifeguards last year. A big part of that had to do with COVID, but actually being able to spread people out on the beach actually worked out better for the city and made it more of an enjoyable experience. So we're going to have a public hearing on this on November 4th, but we wanted to put it out there and we wanted people to know that we were really working to try to protect the interest of the taxpayers here, because we know there's a lot of our retirees who are on fixed incomes and we don't want to see that expenses keep going up. And one of the philosophies that we've really lived on here by the city is that the people who use the beaches should pay the majority of the fees for keeping and maintaining those beaches as we go forward. And one of the last investments that's really been asked for on the beaches is we do have the porta potties, but we're also looking to upgrade our bathroom facilities at a few of our beaches. So we're going to make an investment in that as well. If you look at what we have on 16th Street and Roosevelt, the more permanent bathrooms, we're looking to do that at a couple locations as well. And this will help offset those future costs as they come in. So I'd like to open it up if there's any council comments.
I don't see any issue with raising it. We are very much in line with a lot of the other South Jersey beach communities. And if it's going to help us, I don't think the $5 is any major issue.
Thank you, Karen. Yeah, even with a $5 increase, it still keeps Brigantine's beach fees or seasonal beach tag fees. That's still one of the lowest in the state. We've done some research and looked around. There are some towns who are charging between 50, 60, or 75 for the season. So Brigantine's tags are still a bargain. All right. Any other comments from council?
I would just second your comments, Vince. I mean, I've looked at that before and we're a bargain, quite frankly.
All right, if there's
Is
no
there,
other,
is there an increase in the daily beach badge fee?
no, we did. We actually looked at that and it didn't make sense to do an increase in the daily fee because as you creep that price up, it gets closer and closer to actually the seasonal fee. So we decided to keep that the same.
Okay, but when you think about it though, the people that are using seasonal passes are the residents, more likely.
Well, I think one of the things we're trying to do is promote tourism also on the island. So what ends up happening is a lot of the people who come down and are daily users are a lot of the people who are actually here supporting the local businesses. And we want to make sure that we're continuing to attract those, people who come down for the day or for the couple days, because that really is a big benefit to the local businesses.
Agreed.
All right, if there's no other comments, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2020-189. And this is a resolution adopting the Brigantine repetitive loss area analysis, transmitting this plan to the Federal Emergency Management Agency as required by the National Flood Insurance Program's Community Rating System, authorizing the city manager to initiate activities as recommended in the Brigantine repetitive loss area analysis and providing an effective date. We have a motion and second.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? And again, this all has to do with improving our CRS rating, which we kind of talked about a little bit earlier. So can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, resolution 2020-190. And this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine authorizing the award of contract to Paving Plus LLC for the reconstruction of the golf paths, holes 1 through 9, in the amount of $254,636. And yes, we have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Perfect. Then, I don't know, Karen, did you want to add anything on this? Because I know you're the chair of the golf committee.
This is, excuse me, this is a much needed improvement in the course. And it will really speed up the play. It will prevent our golf carts being damaged in potholes as they have been. And hopefully next year we can do the back 9. This is for the front 9, holes 1 through 9. And hopefully next year we can build under the budget for holes 10 through 18.
Thank you. I
Karen,
know.
When
I'm sorry.
when are they supposed to start that? Do we know?
We don't have a date yet, Neil.
Okay.
We're notified for the pre-construction meeting.
Be nice if we can get it done in the wintertime when things are slow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just turning my volume up a little. All right. Yeah, one of the things I know there's always concern whenever we do big capital projects in the city. And for us, one of the things we're really good with is working with our financial team to manage debt. I know there's some communities who try to totally wipe out debt, but for one of our strategies is we try to work to keep debt level. So as we have projects and things we've worked on, as we pay off the debt for that, we try to schedule out other projects to kind of fill that void. What that does is it keeps the taxes and the debt here in the city level. So there's been a lot of thought and plan as to when we would kind of implement a project like this so that it had minimum impact on the taxpayers. with the way our debt structure works out, this really shouldn't have any impact on taxes for next year. So it's a good time to get this project done, and the golf course is definitely in need of it for anybody who's been out there. It's a good investment that we can make here in the city. All right, if there's no further comments, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Lucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2020-191, and this is an award of contract for the equipment and supplies for the Brigantine City Beach Patrol, and this is to Marine Rescue Products of Newport, Rhode Island. Can we have a motion and second?
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
And part of this for the Beach Patrol, when that big storm came through here in the summer, there was a lot of damage to our Beach Patrol's equipment. So my understanding is the insurance money has actually just come in on that, and we want to move forward on getting those repairs and fixing the equipment that was damaged or replacing what was lost so we can be ready for next season. Any questions or comments from council?
Just Vince, I'll just add to what you said. I saw that thread that was going on with that damage when that storm was occurring, and it's obviously a good thing to keep our Beach Patrol up to snuff with the fine job that they do and keep everything in good shape and moving right along in the proper manner. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Dennis. All right, if there's no other comments, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2020-192, and this is for a CER refund. Can we have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2020-193, and this is for a real estate tax refund. Can we have a motion and second?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2020-194, and this is a resolution for adopting changes to an existing deferred compensation plan pursuant to the final Internal Revenue Code, Section 415 Regulations, Pension Protection Act of 2006, Heroes Earning Assistance and Relief Tax Act of 2008, and the Worker, Retiree, and Employer Recovery Act of 2008. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2020-195, and this is a resolution for adopting a change to an existing deferred compensation plan. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, next up, we have our council manager committee discussions. Jim, do you have anything for us?
Only thing I'd like to add, Mayor, is tomorrow morning, we have a pre-construction meeting for the pickleball and tennis court reconstruction. So hopefully by the next meeting, I'll have a date, you'll have a date, construction shall commence, but I would imagine it will be fairly soon.
Thank you very much. It's funny. That's the exact question I was going to ask you. It was number one on my list. So I'm glad that's moving forward and glad we'll get some information out soon. With that project, we got a little slowed down with COVID, but we're still pushing along. And as you can see, we have our pre-construction meeting coming up. So we're going to keep that project moving. Same thing with the skate park. I know we're trying to get the design and stuff back for that. COVID's really slowed things down, but we're staying on top of things and we'll keep those projects moving. Let's go over to our first ward, our Deputy Mayor, Karen Bew.
Thank you very much. Last Friday, we had a golf course committee meeting at the Links. Our course manager, John Hammer, gave an update on operations. Since the course reopened on May 22nd, rounds are up 21% and revenue is up 26%. This is above the national average and the local average. This course is doing tons of rounds. During the 6-week shutdown due to COVID-19, the decision was made to maintain the ground staff, and a lot of work was accomplished during that time. Also during that time, a full-time superintendent was hired. Grant Bezick was introduced to the committee, and he gave a very thorough report on what has been done over the summer. And he gave a comprehensive list of what projects they will be working on throughout the fall and winter. And as you heard, our most exciting news was that tonight we awarded the contract for the cart paths. We're all very, very happy about that. Moving on, yes.
Karen, sorry to interrupt. Just one thing to add to the cart path paving. They will be making repairs to some of the drainage issues and some of the deep divots that are in the ground right now causing standing water. So it won't be just replacing the asphalt. They'll be putting pipe and stuff in.
Right. And there's a lot of drainage and irrigation pipes that go under the cart path, which will be repaired at that time also. Moving on to the farmers market, Saturday morning was perfect weather for our fall market. We had so many shoppers. We did not count. We still socially distanced. We still had everybody come in one way and out the same way. But we did not count how many shoppers there were, but there were almost 50 vendors. It was a great turnout. It was very crisp morning. And we had a special bewitching performance by about 20 witches, all dressed up. They're formerly known as the Brigantine Zuma ladies. Their cackles could be heard all over the North End. They had a blast, and all the shoppers had a great time watching their Zumba dance. They went all out decorating their brooms and their hats, and a fun time was had by all. Don't forget, our final market will be Saturday, 21st. Come out and do some holiday shopping. And hope for nice weather. It might be a little chilly that day, but hope everybody will come out and do some holiday shopping. Also, the gas company has been busy in the first ward. They were on my block yesterday. I just ask everybody to please be patient with the guys who are working out there. They're doing the best they can to get in and out as quickly as possible. They're blocking off some roads, but please be patient. It'll be done before we know it. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Let's go to our second ward, Councilman Paul Lettieri.
Good evening. We too in the second ward have gas main installation issues. It starts at 7:30 in the morning. It continues through to about 5 o'clock. Please be careful and patient driving in the area north of 9th Street North. That's the area that they've concentrated in the last couple days, and it is it is a bit confusing to some drivers. So drive slow and drive careful. 10th and 11th streets are now officially one-way streets and are marked with signage. Be careful driving in those areas and near those streets until drivers get used to the changes. 11th Street is one-way westbound and 10th Street is one-way eastbound. And that's all I have for the second ward.
Perfect, Paul. Thank you. Can we go to our third ward, Councilman Dennis Haney?
Thank you, Vince. Just start off by talking about, I've just been in communication with a few neighbors regarding just some issues with the rentals that we have in the summer. We have such a great community here, and we don't have nearly the problems that I'd say like a community that maybe draws like the Wildwoods, where they just have like tons of people, weekly rentals, a lot of motels and things of that nature. However, at the same time, some issues do pop up. So I'm just working on that with a few neighbors right now, and nothing overly serious, but just something I'd just like to bring up. Everything, our town is a wonderful family town, and we always work well to keep it that way. So another thing I'd like to speak about is I'm also working on regarding our handicap spots in close proximity to our busy beaches. I've been in communication with City Manager Jim Bennett and Fred via Jim, and just kind of working on some situations we might have there where those handicapped people might have problems having their spot taken from them, where they really don't even have a spot in front of their house or behind their house. So that's something that we definitely want to take care of. Been working on that as well. I just also want to say kudos to Karen on and the farmers market for everything that went on there. I got a friend of mine who's moving here from Margate, and he was there the other day at the farmers market and just talked it up how good it was, and we all know how true that is. So great way. That is our that ends it, right, Karen? That was our last one, Karen?
No, we have one November 21st, our holiday.
Okay, that's right. Okay, all right. So that's good. One more. All right, great. A little cherry on top of the cake there, a little whipped cream. Also, the Elks just inducted some new members. I was there Sunday for that. That was a real nice event, a real nice turnout, and they did a wonderful job with that. And lastly, as I sign off here, I just Mike was talking about the Blackfish, and I had a little fun with he was talking in Blackfish up and how they were running. I believe I got the name right in that fish. And
Black sea bass then.
Black sea bass. Okay, Mike. So after that, I was having a little fun with that. I bumped into more people talking about that fish and how tasty it is. Evidently, it's a real good eating fish, nice and sweet, I guess. So I hope they're banging them and bringing them in and enjoying them. So tip of the cap to you for those comments, Mike. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Let's go to our fourth ward, Councilman Rick DeLucre.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I want to touch on tonight, I became aware this past week, apparently there's an election coming up. I hadn't heard about this. And I just want to remind everybody, please, if you haven't already done it, vote, get your ballots in, make life easier for our city clerk, for the county clerk, for the postal service people. Get it in soon. And that's it.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Actually, Rick, I'm glad you brought that up. I've been tracking the data on that, and the return rates in Brigantine are actually pretty strong. About if you look at the numbers of voters who typically vote in an election in Brigantine, we have almost 50% of the people have already turned in their ballots. So we're off to a good start. So we just need to get the other 50% in. And then, people ask, you can either drop it in the mail. We have our drop box, which is right outside of right outside of City Hall, and that's really secure. Or you can take it to your polling location on election day if you prefer. So, Rick, I'm really glad you brought that up, and I'm really proud of Brigantine for staying on top of everything with the vote by mail election. All right, let's go to our councilman at large. Let's go to Neil Kane.
Mayor, I got nothing to add at this time, but thank you.
Sure. Let's go to other councilman at large, Mike Reardon.
I love it, Neil. I love it. Thank you, Mayor.
You got the mic.
I don't have too much myself, but there is a big thing though. New Jersey announced a few days ago that the New Jersey CARES Act, they've released $70 million for businesses in New Jersey. Okay, so we've been getting in touch with local businesses. You can apply for a grant up to 50,000 from losses during COVID. So we've been reaching out to the local businesses. I know, Jimmy, do you have anything to add? I think you were involved in something with that. Were you a couple days ago or the other day?
And next week, Mike, we
Okay.
have a meeting with the county that I'll be
So,
attending.
so the big thing is some people were concerned that they would release the money on a first come, first served basis, which the applications just opened up on the 18th. They're supposed to close down, from what I understand, on October 27th, next Tuesday. So if you need more information, give me a call. You know how to reach me. My number's in the back of the Brigantine Times every week, or email, whatever it is. But it's very, very important, you know, a good opportunity for business to recoup some of the losses that they had occurred from the COVID lockdown and all. So that's that. And of course, I always want to thank everybody who tunes in here, takes the time out to attend our council meetings on Zoom and everything else. So Rick mentioned about voting, and the mayor mentioned about voting. There's a number that you can call if you haven't received your ballot at this stage. You can call 609-909-5839. So that number is the county clerk, election clerk there. And if you call them up, they're very good. Several people have called up. They get their the new ballot within a couple days. Now, there was an issue for a couple days when people were calling that number. No one was answering, and I spoke to the people out there at the election board, and there was a few days where they were overwhelmed, and so it just rings and rings. You don't get a voicemail, you can't leave a message. So if you happen to call and there's no answer, try it again, and someone will answer, and they'll be happy to help you. So I'll give you the number one more time: 609-909-5839. Any other questions, feel free to get in contact with me. Be happy to help. So that's it for now. So I guess happy Halloween to everyone, since we won't be seeing you before then. So thanks.
Perfect, Mike. And Mike, thank you very much for taking the lead with the business community on the CARES Act money, because it's really important. You know, the COVID really hit a lot of our businesses hard. We want to make sure that they have every opportunity to succeed. And I know there's about $6 million of that coming into Atlantic County. And a big part of that is the forgivable loans, and also for the rental/mortgage assistance money. You know, so a lot of people, when the governor kind of shut things down, he gave forgiveness and protection to residential owners or residential renters, but not to business renters. And this is kind of trying to make up on the back end to try to help people out with that. So, you know, I know Mike's doing a real good job, and we're connecting with our county executive, Dennis Levinson, and also with our Chamber of Commerce. So we want to make sure that all of our businesses are aware of this, that people apply. It is competitive, first come, first serve. And we want to make sure that we get the lion's share of that money here in Brigantine. Atlantic City Electric's going to be starting their project soon, and they're updating the substation on the south end of the island. They're also bringing in the new transmission lines that will be going down the center of Brigantine Boulevard, so keep an eye out with that. And also, one of the big things too is we've been working on repaving roads here in Brigantine. One of the things that's kind of held us up is the South Jersey Gas Project. We don't want to go repave roads and then have them dig them back up to do the work. So once they're done, we're going to start going through the island and work our way across and repave a lot of the roads that are here in Brigantine. One of the questions that comes up too, there's been a couple places where we've had sewer main collapses, or we've done some work under the roads and we've paved it, and then actually it's kind of settled in again. We wanted to let people know that the first time you pave a road after you get work done, a lot of the infrastructure there settles a little bit. So you do a temporary paving. Once everything's had an opportunity to sit and settle, then we can go back through and pave it and make it smooth. So I know a lot of people had some concerns, and some people had said to me, whoever did that work on such and such a street, you better get your money back. Or like, no, that's how it's supposed to work. We'll go back and correct it. But we're moving along really well on all that stuff. At this time, I'd like to open it up to public comment. So if there's anybody who'd like to make public comment and you can speak about anything at this time, please signal to our city manager and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Sid and Charlie, you have anything?
You're muted, Shirley.
Charlie, you were muted the whole time. We didn't hear anything you said.
Okay, we just wanted to say thank you. We know how hard you're working on the island, and we know that you never stop working and looking and helping, and we appreciate all of you, and we thank you. And we're happy that the farmer's market turned out as good as it did, and all the people came out, and the witches were great. And thank you, all of you. Be well.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, if there's no other public comment, we'll close public comment at this time. Are there any other council comments?
Just a shout out to everybody, Vince, not this Sunday, but a week from this Sunday before our next council meeting, daylight savings time ends. So everybody will get an extra hour's sleep. Don't forget to turn your clocks back. Okay.
It's exciting.
I just want to say happy Halloween to everybody. Be safe and be smart.
You're here.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Also, I have to mention that there's a garden club meeting this Monday at the community center at 6:30.
Perfect. All right, if there's no further business, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to our October 21st council meeting, and we'll see you on November 4th. Enjoy your evening.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.